Today I'm checking out this working platform, this safety cage that is used with a set of pallet forks. So you can use this with like a forklift or tractor, skid steer, anything like that that has a set of pallet forks. And then you can use this as a work platform up in the air, like scaffolding kinda, but you're able to lift it with your pallet forks. So I was sent this at no cost so I can do this review, but let me get this thing completely out of the box. Let's look at all the parts it comes with, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put it together, and then we're gonna test it out. All right, so this is it out of the box. I've gotta tell you this, I guess, a little bit. So I used to have something kind of like this a few years back, and it was great, it worked awesome, but I didn't use it very much, so I ended up just selling it to a friend that would use it more, but I did the work I needed to do with it, and then basically I was done. I look at this one and I'm like, oh my gosh, all the improvements that I wish that the one I used to have would have had, looks like they've done that in this setup here. First off, this one has the little parts on the bottom. These mount to the bottom of this platform so that your pallet forks can go underneath this. Well, that's fine. My last one had those too. And it does come with all the hardware to put that together. But what my last one did not have was casters to mount on the bottom of that. As you can see here, you've got these welded on nuts here, and these casters can be bolted onto the bottom of that. You no longer just have this forklift platform that's just sitting there unmovable. You now have a platform with wheels that you can roll it around. And what makes that awesome is because let's say you are not using this even as a lifted platform, you just have it in your shop and you have it set up and it's just sitting there on the casters. Well, now that thing can haul heavy things that you wouldn't want to normally carry. It almost becomes a cart, you know, with sides on it, like a pallet with edges. I mean, that makes it useful right then and there, you know, more than just being this platform. And then there's one more thing I noticed on this one that I ended up not having on my last one, but I modified it to do it, but this one already has it on it. So on these bottom pieces here, if you notice there's this little hook or this little eyelet. So what's gonna happen is when you put your pallet forks underneath this, you know, platform to lift it up in the air, sure, it's good, but if someone accidentally leans it or does anything to it, you're metal on metal, it could slide around. So what I did on mine is I had a chain that I would actually wrap around it and wrap it to the pallet forks of the tractor that I was using so that couldn't happen, so it couldn't slide off. Well, they put these on there now, so when you pull your pallet forks in and get it all, you know, settled, you can just hook a chain to this or a strap or anything to that to keep it from sliding forward. Now it just straps on to your pallet forks and you're good to go. So I do really like that they added this. And I love the fact that they added the casters. So just this little bottom piece where the forks go has two new functions it didn't have in the past on other brands of this type of work platform. Let me get this thing just folded up and, you know, basically ready to go. I'm gonna put these on the bottom, put the casters on. And again, all the hardware to do that is right here in this bag to put, you know, the casters and the bottom pieces on. There's lock washers, everything that you're gonna need, even the tool to put this together is in here. And then we're gonna try it out. And this is what it looks like all put together. It was very simple to put together because it was mostly already put together. But I do have to let you know, it did not have a, you know, assembly instructions or any kind of instructions with it. It's a box and a bag of nuts and bolts and the wheels. And then the little, you know, U-shaped pieces you have to put on the bottom for the forks. Now you don't have to put the gate side pieces together because they just fold down and then they have these levers that all hold it together. In the back there you have a lever on each side that folds out of the bottom and holds up the two walls, and then you have just this gate piece here with the hinge that holds the front together. And just that being a square braces all of itself and holds it up. Of course, down in the bottom for it to fold down, there's hinges here and here. And the only thing you really have to assemble is you have to put the 4 bolts to hold the little U-shaped pieces where the forks go in. And then there's 4 more bolts under each one of those pieces that has the wheel, the caster on the bottom. And I'll let you see that in a minute because that's also going to play an important part of putting this thing up or using it, you know, on a concrete floor or on a floor. But it's real simple to open up. It's just got this latch here. You just come over here and pull this latch. I actually already had it flipped up, but this is latch locked. That's latch unlocked. You push it over to the side, and now you can just walk in and out of the platform. So that makes that very useful. And then of course, you know, someone can just lift you straight up. You just have to have an operator. So another thing, like I said earlier, that it does have is it has these little metal tabs down here on the bottom where the casters are. And that little metal tab on each side is so you can put like a chain or a strap around the forks. Like I can run it right up these forks. That keeps this thing from sliding off, because it's, you know, it is metal and forks are pretty flat. They're meant to be able to slide. So if you don't want to accidentally have this just slide off the forks, you want to put some kind of strap back there. And that's what these little loops here are for. You have one on each side in the back, and they'll strap around. You also have the casters, and 2 of the casters are locking. So these are 2 locking wheels that I put in the back here, and then 2 regular rolling wheels in the front. So I don't know if you can hear me really well, but I got my wife to lift me up with the skid steer. She's now recording this, and this is as high as my skid steer goes, but as you can see, it holds me with no problem. I weigh over 200 pounds. I don't feel any flex in the floor. I feel sturdy. I don't feel unsafe at all up here. And when you're ready, you bring it down, and it's simple to, you know, fold down and get it ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and undo those 2 latches there, fold this all down, and let you see what it looks like collapsed. And that's it, all folded down. This thing looks like it'll fit pretty much anywhere and do anything you want. I hope this information was helpful. Thank you very much for watching. Y'all take care.